What's going on, yo? That's Peter back with another book review. Today we doing Around the Way Girl by Taraji P. Henson. This book was dope, man. It was interesting. I got a weird feeling that I've read this book before. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I just have a strong feeling like I read it prior to me reading it. I feel like it's my second time reading it. But definitely a dope, a lot of great stories, a lot of entertaining tidbits in this book. And if y'all check it out, let me know. It's Peter back with another book review. Let's get it. What's going on, yo? This is Peter. If you into books, you into reading, you into learning, hearing things that you never heard, stories that you never heard, and learning to work on your mental health to develop it, becoming a better person, a better man, a better son, a better father, follow me, subscribe. Help me get my subscribers up. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Right now I'm at like 2. But nah, in all seriousness, if you're really into the things that I'm into, follow me. I'm going to be dropping dope content all the time. It's Peter. Check me out. Follow me. Engage with me. Let me know y'all want to read some books, what y'all want to talk about. I'm here. It's Peter. Let's get it. All right. I love how she started off this book. Because straight out the beginning, she's talking about how crazy her dad was and how much love she had for her dad. And now all these books that I've been reading for you guys, it's always about the mom. But this one, she's talking about straight about her dad and how crazy he was. And how much fun they used to have and all the things they would do, all the crazy hijinks he would get into, and how much of a good man he was, even with his flaws, and how he was always there for her. And one of the crazy stories how he started out was she had her mom had an abusive relationship with the dad, so the dad ended up hitting her. So Taraji mom started running away from the dad, trying to get away from him everywhere she could go. So the dad was running around the whole neighborhood looking for her. Like, yo, where my daughter at? Where my daughter at? Stop playing with me. So the dad ended up finding where she was at and went banging on the door like her auntie house or something like that. So as he banging on the door, she wouldn't answer. The mom wouldn't answer. Taraji 4 at this time. And the dad keep banging on her, banging, she ain't answer. So the dad went and got a cop and came back, a cop that he knew. And so the mom saw the cop at the door, came to the door with the baby with Taraji, like, huh, you can see your daughter. Tell me why the dad snatched her and ran, took off. This is my baby, she coming with me. So he ended up running off with the little girl with his daughter, Taraji. And the cop pointed the gun at him like, don't make me shoot you. So he ain't care, he took off anyway. And it's just crazy because the mom was tripping and the cop was pissed off. So they was looking for her for a couple hours, but he ended up bringing her back. And it was just crazy that's how the intro started, straight off the back about how crazy is that her dad was. It's wild. Now, even with that, she did give her mom a lot of props and a lot of love because her mom was making a lot of things happen, as all moms do. Shout out to all the moms in the world. But she talked about how her mom always made sure Christmas was straight, always made sure the bills was paid, made sure her bedroom was laid and the interior of the house was dope. She was saying her mom was so good at making the house feel comfortable and loved, she didn't even realize she was living in the hood till she was older. And another thing she talked about was how her mom got robbed twice. And back in the day, dudes were snatching purses like that. And it just made me think, like, what kind of dude be out here in these streets, like, just so desperate where you snatching purses, like, from a woman? Like, that just never registered in my mind for some reason. Like, what's wrong with you dudes? Yeah, just out here taking advantage of women like that. But hey, I don't know. It's just crazy to me just to think about it. It's not one point in my life where I ever thought, like, I'm gonna rob a chick in order to get me in a better spot. That's just me, but I don't know. But yeah, she did give her mom big ups in the book too. She went into a lot about Empire, the role she did with Cookie. And she was saying she didn't want to do the role with Empire. She didn't want to do that role at all. She didn't want to introduce America to, like, this ghetto black girl that went to jail for selling drugs, like just typical drama with black people and stuff like that. She didn't want to induce that. She didn't want to keep playing that same role. She didn't want to get typecast. She was trying to get away from the baby boy, the loud black ghetto female, like too edgy. So she really was trying to get away from that role. So she did not want to do that at all originally. But she did end up doing it. It ended up working out for her. But originally, she was not with that role at all. She said that her agent had to force her to read it, kept reading it because she did not want to do it. Funny thing she said when she was a kid that her and her friends was calling up the sex lines back in the day because they was bored looking for something to do and they was calling these sex lines. She was saying she didn't know that they ran the phone bill up to $400. She didn't know it was going to show up on the bill. And how pissed her mom was. Like, yo, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Like, her mom was hurt and devastated that she had to pay that $400 phone bill. And I'm imagining like what time frame it was. That probably have been like $1,100-$1,200 today, $400 then. My phone bill like $350 a month right now. Yeah, so crazy now that I think about it. I might switch phone lines. I didn't know she went to Howard University. She talked about getting a small role in a play in Howard. Like Howard had this certain play and certain like teacher or director that was like really big and really known and always putting on these great plays. And she was trying to do whatever she could to get in the play. She had like this small role just walking across the stage or whatever. And she was like, I'm gonna give this role everything I got. She got on stage and did her part and ended up killing it. And then everybody was cracking up, and then another opportunity rose, and she ended up taking advantage of that as well. And they ended up like touring, going to Tokyo and stuff like that to perform the stage play and stuff. But it was just like a good thing hearing somebody talk about an opportunity that they took advantage of and took it seriously. Because sometimes we get these opportunities, and even though it's small, we kind of like, yeah, whatever, and kind of mellowed in. But she didn't do that. She took this head on and took advantage of the opportunity she got and knocked it out the park, and it led to something much bigger and better. You know what I mean? About how she kind of was settling in DC and not really thinking about the acting thing. Like she had a job and she was like really kind of mellowing it in. And her dad was like, yo, what the hell is you doing? Like, yo, you got to go out to Hollywood. There ain't no fish to catch out here. So the dad had called some people that he knew to set her up in a place in LA that they was out there acting. And she went out there and just started hustling and started getting on her grind. But it wasn't for her dad. From my understanding of what she was, what I read, that basically her dad made her get back on her shit. Like, stop playing. You wasting your talent. You wasting your time here. Go out there and do your thing. And again, like I said, it eventually ended up paying off for her. She had some real stuff in this book, man. She talked about how the scene in Baby Boy actually played out for her in real life. Unfortunately, she was saying how in Baby Boy had smacked her, and her first love had ended up smacking her. She had a son in real life. She had a son in the movie. But in the movie, she had a dream sequence where Baby Boy Tyrese got killed, and she had to go to the funeral with her son. But in real life, that's what happened to her. Her real first love ended up getting killed at like 33 or something like that. And she ended up having to go to the funeral in DC, and she called the director like, yo, the movie came true in my real life. I had to go bury my ex. And it was just she was just saying how hard it was for her to even embody that role, because she was dealing with that in real life with an abusive ex and having a son and all that. And then him actually end up getting killed was extremely unfortunate and sad, man. It's crazy, man, how things we go through or people go through that you just don't really be knowing what's going on with them. Another thing that I love that she tapped on and touched on was a lot of struggles she was having with raising her son. And it's good though, because you would expect, or me personally, like somebody that lived such a glamorous life, such a story, experience with movies and stuff like that, they would have a lot more about that. But she was really going into personal issues that she was having with her relationship with her son. Even how angry he was, and how he was only black kid in a lot of schools he was going to, and how he was struggling with his own identity because his dad wasn't around, and he was also upset about that. And once she finally told him what happened between him and his dad, he was mad that his dad was abusive. And she was saying like it was hard to raise him, and he really needed that man in his life, the male figure. And even got to a point where she ended up kicking him out the house for smoking weed. But eventually they worked it all out. They got it figured out. She was saying like how Terrence Howard and other members of Empire actually helped her and gave advice to her about, raising a man, and basically was telling him just don't give up on him. And she didn't, and eventually things worked out, and he started getting his shit together and started producing music now, I believe. But it was just dope hearing her tell her story about her struggles as well. Every book that I read, everybody always talking about the death of their mom. Like, that's such a common theme in a lot of books that I read. And I'm not being dismissive or anything like that, but it's just unique to hear somebody talk about the death of their dad. And she went into how her dad died, and it was extremely graphic and hard to read. And if you ever do read it, let me know how y'all felt about it. But she went into like insane details about the death of her father, and very personal, very intimate details that I just was surprised and shocked to hear. And it was very graphic and very hard to read. So I just, my condolences go out to Taraji, man. I know you had to be strong to tell that story, girl. I know you had to be strong to live through it. And it's just crazy that was even in a book like that. But it's definitely condolences going out to her, man. And if y'all do read it, let me know what y'all think about that part of the book, because it was really hard to read. He also talked about one of her family members died while she was shooting Benjamin Button. And to be honest, I didn't even know she was in Benjamin Button. I never seen the movie. I never really wanted to see it, but I may go watch it now. But she was saying like one of the family members had died and she couldn't attend the funeral because she was shooting the movie or whatever. And during the movie set, like she had a prosthetic on her left hand and was trying to do something, but it wasn't working correctly. And she was like really annoyed by that. It was acting up all day. So as soon as they finished wrapping up shooting for the day, she called a family member and she was like, how was it? And she was like, it was great, but the rigor mortis was setting in his left hand like crazy, and it was like really hard during the funeral. And she was like, wow, this crazy guy really let me have that last moment with him. And it was a similar thing in Tabitha Brown book. I did a new thing. She was talking about how she experienced the afterlife with her mom whenever she find dimes. That's like her mom talking to her. So Taraji felt a similar kind of way, like this was a last moment between her and a family member with the left hand acting the way it was. And it just was unique to hear, you know what I mean? As y'all already know, she did talk about the payday thing, how she was really not getting paid even for Benjamin Button. A lot of different stuff she wouldn't get paid for good, decently anyway. And she was saying like Tyler Perry came through and gave her first decent check and really set the standard, set the tone for further checks that she got from here on out, which was dope. Shout out to Tyler Perry. She showed him a lot of love in this book or whatever. Another thing she talked about was how close her and Regina King was. I had no idea that it was that cool, and I love Regina King. She's so cute to me. But she was saying how they watch each other kids, they got keys to each other houses, and how tight they are. That's something else that I just didn't know, but good story for the book. Taraji had a hilarious story about Mary J. Blige in the book. She talked about how much of a fan she was and how much she loved Mary, and she couldn't wait to see it. I mean, when she met her, she was so excited to see her that she ran up to her. And I believe she was with John Singleton. She's like, I gotta go speak to Mary. So she went up to her and she's like, oh my God, I love you so much. You did this, you did that. And she said, Mary just looked at her like, this fleeter, like, come on now, get away from me. Like, I don't know you. So she was just so hurt and devastated. So she walked around like sobbing for like 45 minutes. So she was like, I know what it is. Mary didn't hear me. I got to say it louder so she could hear me. She said, so she walked back up to Mary and tried to get her attention, and her sister smacked her arm. Like, get away from her. And she was like so shocked and so appalled. Like, I can't believe that just happened. And she was just hurt by that whole encounter with Mary or whatever. But later on, they ended up getting cool. They met up on another Tyler Perry show, and Mary was like, I love you, you inspirational, stuff like that. And they ended up being cool to the point where Taraji said she be cooking for Mary all the time now. So I just thought that was a funny story. And it's dope how they kind of came together at the end. You know what I mean? Overall, man, it was a super dope book. Very entertaining. A lot of good stories. A lot more intel. A lot more personal stuff. A lot more intimate than I thought it was going to be. She kept it real. You could tell you kept it real with struggles and things that she was dealing with, the ups and downs of Hollywood and trying to be a black woman in this space and operate in your own authentic skin. So it was definitely interesting, definitely motivational. Main thing I took from it was take advantage of opportunities when you get them. Don't let stereotypes boggle you down. Don't think that you know it all. Help is always important. And just keep pushing. That's the main thing I got from this book. Definitely was dope. It's Pedo with a roundabout girl with Taraji P. Henson. Another book review. I'm out. Let's get it. What's going on, y'all? This Pedo. I got some exciting news for y'all. Your boy is officially an author. I done created my own series, my children's book series. It's called Sandbox Heroes. I've been sending it to people. I've been testing it out, and I've been getting a great response. People love the stories. People love the art, and I'm about to officially put it out for sale, put it out to the public. If y'all love me, y'all supporting me, y'all enjoy what I've been doing, continue to follow, continue to comment, and continue to support your boy. This is my new endeavor, my new adventures. It's called Sandbox Heroes. It's based on my childhood. I'm super excited to get it to y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Please support your boy. If y'all want me to continue what I'm doing, this is one way to help. I love y'all. This is Pedo. I'm out.